I'm Erica Peterson.
My name is Jerri Ann Haak.
My name is Sarah Talbot.
My name is Kayla Shepard.
My name is Leslie Olson.
And this is our Blue Chair story. The coffee group is, I suppose you could say, just a core group of us that have gotten through a lot of things, the ups and downs of taking care of a rural community. And it started with our love for coffee. We go to Sioux Falls, any one of us, the five of us, we bring back Starbucks. That's the coffee group motto, is get through it with coffee, and we support each other.
Through our love for coffee, we became this coffee group, and that friendship over the last, I would say 15 years has really grown into something special.
Well, we kind of laugh about the fact that I was never much of a hugger outside of my immediate family. I probably hug Jerri Ann almost every time I see her. So it's really, we were a close friend group.
Jerri Ann and I are, I guess you could say, lifelong friends. I met her when I first moved to this community. Jerri Ann and my husband graduated high school together.
I think we became more family than friends.
It's just so comforting to know that you have these other moms and your friends that you can trust to love your kids as much as you do, and trust that they're going to help just give them the best possible care, the care that they would give to their own kids.
The night of the accident, I was at home, and Sarah had said to me, she said earlier that week, we didn't, of course, know anything was happening. She said, if I need some help over the weekend, are you around to help me? I said, absolutely, I'm around to help you.
I remember that day pretty vividly. On August 1st of last year, I got a phone call from Jerri Ann asking me to come in and help support her daughter who was in a car accident.
In the evening, and Jerri Ann called me to let me know that her daughter had been in an accident and that she needed me to be her eyes and ears.
I was on a work trip. I had just worked all day helping with an implementation in North Dakota when I got the phone call. At the time, I knew that she was trapped in the vehicle and they were trying to get her out. And so I just started driving because they said her legs are hurt pretty bad. She'll have to be flown to Sioux Falls. And so I took off. I felt so helpless. You know, they were trying to get her out of the car, and there wasn't anything that I could do, except I felt like I could get the hospital ready.
She asked if I could go in and meet her husband and her mom and dad there in the emergency room and just help with things with Randa. Of course, I threw on a sweatshirt, still remember this sweatshirt that I wore. Threw on the sweatshirt and some black leggings and headed in.
I called Sarah and said, Randa's been in an accident and I kind of need you to be my eyes and ears, because one thing when you're a medical professional, sometimes you need to hear stuff from other medical professionals. They never even hesitated when I called them. I just remember Erica saying, do you want me to go? And I said yes. She said, okay, I'm leaving now. And it's just amazing that when you're 3 hours away, to know that you have that kind of support.
I went in, and on my way, I called Leslie. Leslie and I have worked together in the ER for probably 15, 20 years.
I went in with no hair done and no makeup on. I just went. And there was another nurse also working the ER that night, but she kind of just stepped to the side, and Sarah and I said, we'll take over on the trauma when it rolls in.
She was awake at the scene, but coded shortly thereafter on her way down in the ambulance.
And so Leslie and I arrived at the same time. We got there before Jerri Ann's daughter did, and then we just took care of her to the best of our ability.
Our trauma room is kind of set up where the ambulance comes in through the doors, and then they come down a little short hallway. So you're always standing. We were standing there in that hallway waiting for her to come into the trauma room, where we began to work on her then.
Got there and saw Jerri Ann's husband Garen for a moment and her parents, Susie and Randy, and walked through the emergency room doors, and I knew then that it was a very different situation than what initially we thought it was going to be.
She was not conscious. We could hear the sound of the Lucas. And every time I hear that sound, we know that's not a good outcome. But I knew we had to pull through, and we had to do it for Jerri Ann, and we had to go. So we grabbed each other's hands, and we said, we got this. We're gonna do it.
Leslie and I have worked side by side for so long, and so you kind of know what the other person is doing because you just work together, so you didn't really have to say a lot. And then you also knew that she was just as invested as I was because we're so close with Jerri Ann. We were all working towards the same goal as friends and as professionals. We worked really hard on her for a long time in the situation because it was difficult to stop on somebody that you know.
When it was decided that she wasn't going to make it, that is when I called Kayla. And Kayla just came in to help with family support.
Got a phone call on a Sunday night from Erica and knew that that would be out of the ordinary for Erica to call me on a Sunday night. And I answered the phone, and she was clearly crying, and she said, I need you to just give me a minute. And she said, Garen and Susie and the family are here, and I don't know what to say to them right now. And so I kind of walked her through it a little bit, and then it dawned on me, like, this is a family I'm super close to. And I said, are you asking me to come? And she said, I think it'd be best if you just came up.
I think it was not long after that I called Jerri Ann to tell her that Branda wasn't awake anymore.
Erica called to tell me that there would be no flight to Sioux Falls. And I kind of already knew because there hadn't been any phone calls for a long time. And I knew if they could have eased my mind, they would have. It did help to hear in medical terms. I don't know if they just would have said, she's not gonna make it, I don't think I would have understood. I think knowing there was just a trust that was there because it was Kayla and Erica, that I knew if they were saying she was gone, that she was really gone, and that they would have done everything in their power to save her. It took me over 2 hours to get there, even after Randa had passed away. And after I had my time with Randa, they said, everybody's still here, they want to see you. And that was a huge comfort to have them be there for me too.